This may get a bit lengthy, but it's worth the read. I ended up finding strength in myself I never knew I had. It's been almost 6 years now since my ex-husband came home from work and told me he wanted a divorce. We were happily, or so I thought, married for 8 years. Was devastated. He said he hadn't been happy the past few years and he wanted a divorce. Backstory on my friend. We had been friends for about 16 years. I had at one point dated her brother, very toxic relationship, but we remained friends after. When I decided to move with my husband for his job, I rented my house to her. After a few months, I found out she hadn't been making the house payments and my house was in foreclosure. So, me being the person I am, paid up to keep my house from being repossessed. My dumbass believed her excuses and let her continue staying there, and she once again lapsed in payments, and this time my house went back to the bank. Fast forward a year and a half later, she is once again down on her luck, and I bring her to my current home hoping to help her to get back on her feet. Got her a job, loaned her a vehicle, and found her a house to rent. Now back to the story at hand. I was home and trying to figure out why the hell all of a sudden my husband wants a divorce. So, I start going through phone records and see several texts between him and her. I decide to confront him, and his excuse was that he was getting advice on how to handle the situation with me. I didn't believe a word of it. After about a week of laying on my couch, I decide to go back to my hometown to stay with another friend, and she invites me to go on a trip with her for 9 days. In the meantime, before we leave, husband has paperwork drawn up for a dissolution of marriage and emails it to me. I tell him that I will sign it and mail it USPS before I leave. So, I print it out, go to the post office and purchase an envelope and pay for postage, use my debit card so he sees on the bank statement to pay for it, but take it with me. I'm not gonna sign this shit. I just needed to buy some time. Next day we fly out to the other side of the country, and meanwhile my friends back home are playing PI for me. They send me pics of his truck parked outside of her house at midnight. I knew it. I'm gonna get him good. The whole time I'm still texting her and pretending that we're still friends. The husband keeps texting wondering why paperwork hasn't showed up yet. I'm like, no idea, but we'll figure it out when I get back. He seems okay with that. I get back from my trip already having an appointment with a divorce lawyer for the following day. She tells me to go to the bank and take all the money out. So, I give her my debit card to run for her retainer and leave for my trip to the bank. On my way he calls, bank called him because of the large debit, and flips out on me for hiring a lawyer when I agreed to sign the papers he had drawn up. I said, hope she's worth it, and hung up on him. At this point he knows what's going on and it's a race to the bank. Of course I get there first, and after all is said and done I have taken $15K from our joint account.